I'm interested to know how some of these characters arrived at this church to perform on the piano. You knew apparently one artist, booker, manager once, who was a specialist in L.Sr.
Oh yes, his name was Brown. Of all the things, Brown by name, Brown by nature. And this guy specialized in L.Sr. impressions.
And when you tried to sing L.Sr. songs, he had some views about it. Is that roughly how it was?
Oh, yes. He came to my house after I had, some years after I had actually left home. Not left home in an unkind or unlucky way. But since many years, my experience of meeting, for instance, Roger Rees, we met at the down the old Cromwell Road in the days when Ralph Reeder was alive, and he was putting on one of his shows, one of his plays actually, for which he wasn't really known, except by a small set, very internationally known for this particular show was called Happy Families. And in it, Roger Rees, who, as you know, is a Shakespearean actor who made various characters quite famous from Shakespeare, such as not so much Hamlet, who is more associated with Laurence Olivier, but particularly made the name of Nicolas Nickleby in the West End, who you may remember was the namesake of the story by Charles Dickens, the great Portsmouth playwright. Well, novelist. And my memory of Roger was absolutely being intoxicated by the fact that, you know, the son-daughter relationship any girl has with her mother, you have to understand that there is so far that you can go towards pronouncing your love for someone who is a member of your own family. But I was absolutely intoxicated, bowled over, skittled out by the abominable courtesy shown by Mr. Roger Rees towards my mother, who said, "Gladys, how lovely to see you," and who absolutely, in reply, melted before this very, very suave, but very genuinely simple, common teenager who had been chosen by Ralph Reeder, you see, to play one of the leads in the play Happy Families, which is about, I can't remember really what it's about. Oh yes, your question.
Yes, how do you actually come to find the manager that helped you to sing in the style of L.Sr.?
Oh yes, that's right. This guy, Brown by name, Brown by nature, I believe had something to do with a string of estate agents who was conscripted to, what is the name, console?
Confront?
No, console, cherish, coach.
Counsel.
Counsel? Oh yes, counsel me upon the way to produce Aldwych. And you went into a bar.
I walked into this bar.
Ready to do my L.Sr. act, which was something over 3 hours. Can you believe it? On a piano, which I had never seen before, but which I had, believed, gone, and I'd forgotten it for many years.
For at least 2 years I had forgotten it completely.
I had gone to the bar before playing to view the piano and make sure everything was okay, and seen the bar and said, "Is everything all right?" He said, "Oh yes," I said, "I think it will be fine. I can't see any problem. I'll see you tomorrow night, and hopefully, put some lovely music into your place." So anyway, I turned up at this place, blacked up with white eyes and white lips, and completely misread the fact that the bar was called the Swan. And I had no conception in those days of what was meant by interpretation of race, colour, creed. From my point of view, I was black and I was portraying L.Sr. What I did not realise, and I did not take into account, was the barman, the owner, was Scottish. And he took great exception to the way that I'd been trained to perform as L.Sr. So consequently, when it came to the end of the act, I was not asked that. In fact, he said to me, "We will not be wanting you back here anymore." Oh, I said, "Thank you so much for telling me. It helps me to manage my other bookings."
Did he tell you anything about the reason why?
Do you know,
It's completely forgotten it.
I've completely forgotten it. But it has something to do with not him being Scottish, but with the clientele in those days has been Slough. I think they've called the bar down now. But in those days, it was in a very, very, shall we say, cosmopolitan area, where the popular artists of the day were not familiar.
The old dolphin.
And it seemed that I had grown up as a student and a lover of the stage, with the New York sentiment, which had established the great names, as you know, which were at the time taking on from the first talkies.
The jazz singer by Old Dolphin, 1927, 1928.
Dolphin sings again, is another talkie. Because by as late as 1926, most films were in fact silent.
People don't realise this these days.
Sorry, I didn't talk too much.
Oh, that's all right. So your Dolphin act went from one strength to another strength, or was never heard again?
Oh, my Dolphin act was effectively finished, you could say, by a whole consortium of
entrepreneurs,
estate agents. But the irony was that although Mr. Brown, his coaching was not that, shall we say, adept at the courtesies of sentiment, had their base founded firmly in the degree of help which I would be offered by, curiously, and never worked out why, some years later, another estate agent who was not a manager. This guy, whose name shall remain nameless,
presumably they haven't pulled that place down now,
is was in fact at the time a budding singer, and he claimed that he wanted to go onto the stage and perform as the singer.
As a singer?
As a singer, and to be as great as, for instance, I don't know who he harped after, but it certainly wasn't, I can tell you, Frank Sinatra.
And when we went to rehearsals with him...
When I turned up at his very luxury flat, I forget the name of the place, something outside Ascot. This flat was so expensive, you could barely afford to press the doorbell in case you would damage it. That I got in this place and he produced for this piano music stand the idea that I would play from music and then interpret it in my own way. This, you can imagine, was quite hard to do with such as a song as much as I Was Born Under a Wandering Star, sung in the style of someone who was imitating much
as anybody,
for instance, Audie Murphy or John Wayne, and yet singing like the Boy Scout who turned up once at the theatre
that was not too far from the New Cross Empire.
To see Peter Sellers to say, I have been saved by the person who says that I have a lot of talent. And Sellers said, what can I do for you? So, unfortunately, my expectations as an accompanist were short-lived and culminated at some stage with the singing of a dear lady every Thursday morning who entertained the washing machine or the telephone technician to repair or to supply something which was missing in her cuisine. But had you listened to anything that she was singing by Giacomo Puccini, whose were written on the banks of the Lake Massachusetts near Pisa in Italy, you would realize why Puccini's name is in Halls of Fame. And this very, very lovely Jewish lady presumably had some trouble ever accounting for the failure to attempt L incarnatus S of the Mass in C minor, which Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart actually probably wrote for, if it wasn't Eloise or whatever, it was Constanza or whatever. But we don't talk, do we, about those people who we write our songs, those sopranos who only, unless their name is like Black, and I'm not talking about Mr. Brown, the chemist.
And we're talking about the likes of Mrs. Priscilla White.
And Cilla Black, bless her, late Cilla Black, You're My World, that gave the voice, the meaning, and the body control and interpolation, which is its true destiny and its true erotic countenance, that so sadly is often missed by coaches, agents, budding stagehands, and even the average edgeware opera singer, who have, unfortunately, all passed my way too many times, for which I can only say to you all, shall I tell them? Oh yes, please do. A big I am sorry. I actually performed worse than you. I'm sorry about that, but you asked for it, didn't you?